Hello everyone, welcome back to another Bakugan review. This time we're going to be reviewing the Helios Evolution line. I'm only doing the ones from New Vestroia, not the one from the next season. But right here I have pretty much as rare as you can get, I believe, except for the Pyrus Cyborg Helios. You can get a gray version of that, which I had, but I ended up selling it, so I wanted to just keep the Pyrus one, which also came with like a bundle, and I kind of like it because it's still accurate and it still looks cool. But anyways, I'm kind of rambling, so I want to go through them all and kind of give my review on them and decide which ones I like and just kind of like showcase them. So the card we're going to be using to open them is, I think it's a Bakugan swap. Dual Hydronoid. It's just another card I have laying around, so nothing too special about it. I actually think this might be one of the ones I used in my Masquerade review pack, so kind of interesting. But we're going to be using it to open the cards here, or open the Bakugan. Yeah. So to start off, we have a Hex Pyrus Viper Helios. I think I said that name right. Yeah, Hex Viper Pyrus Helios. So there's the Pyrus symbol. This is basically what this means is an anime accurate Bakugan. So this is Japan exclusive. You can see right there, it's got the magnet guard kind of signature that most Japan Bakugan have, and I'm sure like the different like maiden stuff is on here too. But anyway, so you can kind of like take a look at it. The only thing that's like not technically accurate is this blue. It should be like a silver, but for whatever reason, that's the color they decided to use. Yeah, so let's go ahead and pop him up. So he's got a couple manual parts like feet. Pop those guys up. And then he's got a little horn here. The horn does some interesting stuff, which I'll kind of show when we pop him open. So here we go, that's him. He is 480 Gs, if you can see that right there. Yeah, so cool thing about his horn is it kind of opens his mouth if you close it some. So it kind of pops open like that and just kind of gives him a more mean look. Yeah, so I'm gonna kind of do a spin just to showcase him. Again, this is such a cool Bakugan. He's got a little like hole right there. You can put in some battle, some like battle gear if you have it. I think like he uses Spider Fencer or something like that in the anime. I'm not sure. Yeah, I really like this Bakugan. I mean, it's so detailed. Like his hands. I love how his wings spread out. It's so cool. I bet it would look so neat in slow motion. But I am a huge fan of this guy. Awesome design. He is a little wonky to close. I can kind of demonstrate that for you. It's like you pop his feet up, close the horn, and then I kind of like take his wings and bend them in, and then they kind of just collapse in on his hands and lock in like that. And then the problem now is you have to get his head in, which can be kind of hard because his wings will try and pop out, and then it kind of locks in with the tail. So it's not like the end of the world, but it is kind of complicated. He's just so cool. This definitely is probably my favorite of the bunch, just because of the paint job, and then just how cool he looks when he pops open. So just like, I think that's so cool how big he is when he pops up. So up next is Pyrus Cyborg Helios. This comes in a red version and then a gray version, which I did have, but I ended up selling, just because it came in like the whole, what's it called? The whole Max's Helios set. But I didn't like that because it was just so big. But I did end up getting this with it, which is super cool. I like the ball design for this one. I like how there's like these green dots. I think that's super neat. And then again, there's a hole here for battle gear or whatever you want to put on it. And then this one is different because it's got such tiny feet and a tiny tail that pops out right here. So like super small, like almost too tiny, I think. Then he's got this even tinier horn. Yeah, but let's go and pop him open. Mine kind of struggles to pop open, so it might take a second. Oh, there he goes. He's trying to get up. There we go. Yeah. So just like the other Helios, if you kind of close his mouth a little bit, like the horn, his mouth will pop out just a little bit. Not as significant as the other one. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and do a little spin for you guys. You can kind of like see him in all his glory. Yeah, this one's really cool. It's definitely not like amazing, especially because it was only in the show for a couple episodes. Like it seemed like he was going to be a big deal, and then he ended up not being. So I don't know. The ball design's definitely cool. I'm a huge fan of like the green here on the sides right there. Yeah, and he is, where's his G power? He is 680 Gs, so really strong. One of my strongest. Yeah, and closing him up is just a matter of like closing the feet, popping the tail, making sure his horn is down. And this is the hard part. So you gotta like kind of like collapse him all the way in to the ball, or else sometimes you like get stuff stuck and then you have to like put him back on the magnet, and then you just click and the wings go back in. So yeah, that was Cyborg Helios. So last up on the list is probably the most rare and most sought after Bakugan, besides maybe the single-headed Hydronoid and a couple others, but he is definitely up there on the list. So this is Helios MK2, Helios Mark II, whatever you want to call him. Pyrus right there. This guy's super cool as well. I think I like the Viper Helios better, but this guy is just amazing. This is another Japanese exclusive. So it was never sold in the US, but it was sold in Japan. And there were a bunch of different variations of them, which I can like put up on the screen now. But there was like a gray version, a gray translucent, a Ventus, Aquos, and all that. But this is like the anime accurate. There were two Pyrus, one was like more gray and one was more black, and I got the more black one, which is considered the more accurate. So again, he's relatively easy to open. He's just got 2 feet that kind of pop open right there, so like that. And then his horn pops open there, and then we can just place him down. Yeah. So with mine, I assume that his mouth pops out too, like the other ones, but mine for whatever reason is stuck. I can't get it out. I've tried. So, and this thing's so rare that it's easier to just leave the mouth how it is and not worry about it and not touch it because I don't want to break it. But he also has a little these little like thrusters that pop out right here. If you can see that, I'm trying to showcase it. But yeah, so they kind of just pop right out there, and they're like little boosters that are like in the show. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and give you guys like a spin so you can see him in all his glory. Yeah, so he is really cool. He's even got like the purple core thing right there in the middle. And he is 540 Gs, if you can see that. So again, not even the strongest. Cyborg Helios is like almost I think he's over 100 times stronger. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, he's pretty cool, and like I can understand why so many collectors want him. Yeah, so pretty cool. And then just to close him up, you just horn, feet go down. Be careful of this piece right here because it goes up. Oh, you can't see that. So feet go down. Be careful of this piece because it will flap out. And then feet down. And then this part's a little bit tricky. You kind of have to like, it's almost like closing a Skyrus. So you don't want to do that. You want to like close the wings and the head at the same time. But you gotta be careful because you want it all to click. So, and then tail kind of goes in, and then that part pops up. So that was kind of hard to see, I'm sorry, but he's a little bit more complicated to close. But I mean, the paint job and everything, just the design is amazing. I love it so much. Yeah, so this is kind of like all of them together. They're a pretty cool, intimidating bunch, I would say. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you have any questions or whatnot, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Yeah, that's about it. Look forward to the next one. Peace out.